devil over there?
4,000 or 5,000 soaking guineas worth of him.
Who the hell's meant to be exercising him?
Johnny Sefton. Well, I didn't send him exercising along this track. There's 2 horses, Mr. Hadleigh.
There's no need to be tactful, is there? Well, you're the trainer.
You're the owner.
Stable discipline is your responsibility.
You know these woods better than I do, Mr. Hadleigh. Where he got you, do you reckon? Bloody hell, a jockey sheltering from the rain.
He's in that summer house.
How do you know it was there?
How indeed.
If I was to shout, would he hear me in the summer house?
If you were to shout?
Yes. Shall I shout?
I think the horses are more important, don't you?
I'll leave the shouting till later, then. It's a good 3 miles to the stables. I never knew a jockey yet that liked walking. You take the hack, Mr. Hadleigh. I'll take Printer's Devil. The sooner we get them back and dry, the better. It's coming on heavier.
Somebody's going to get very wet.
The landed gentry. Oh, discreet little huts tucked away in the forest, in case the lord of the manor fancies a bit on the side.
Bit on the side sounds so common. Hardly Hadleigh style.
Don't you believe it? That many a serving wench has met her doom.
Well, I'm a secretary, not a serving wench. And I'm quite capable of looking after myself, so stop it.
How did you find this place? Or have you been here before?
Found it on an old map of the grounds.
The girl.
It's too early.
Not for a jockey.
Well, it is for me.
Then what are you doing here?
Well, I thought it would be nice just to talk. Well, without Tedbert glaring at me as if I was going to drug his precious horses.
Or Hadleigh staring at you, as though you were corrupting the servants.
He's not like that. It's only people like you who are still class conscious.
How do you think he'd react if he walked in now?
Well, he won't, will he?
You know, I'm beginning to think you got me here under false pretenses.
And I'm beginning to think that it wasn't such a good idea after all. Perhaps you'd better be getting back. It's still raining very heavily and I haven't got a coat. My God!
Are you coming?
No, the horses, go.
Was a filthy thing to do.
I say, you're wet.
Wet, stiff, and furious.
Yes, would you mind terribly putting on something dry and stop dripping all over my floor?
Now, I am here as your paid secretary, right, to work. So I don't see what I do in my free time before breakfast is any of your business.
No, but what the stablers and jockeys do is Tedbert's. Now, you don't leave a racehorse that costs as much as Printer's Devil tethered to a tree in a rainstorm, and don't sit on that chair. It's just been recovered. What on earth are you doing?
What's the matter? Scared I'll shock the butler, Sutton?
The butler, Sutton, knows an exhibitionist when he sees one. Shall I ring for some fresh coffee?
No, thank you.
Splashing.
I'm sorry. I'll have a drink. Or do I have to ask?
Well, since it's strictly within working hours, I suppose you shouldn't really be drinking at all.
Please, may I have a drink?
No. Well, my dear girl, you really can't have it both ways. I mean, if you insist on putting this ridiculous, I'm just a hard hand act, well, that's one set of disciplines. If, on the other hand, you're mature enough to realize that as my goddaughter acting as my secretary, another set of rules applies, well, that's different. Now, which way do you want it?
God, you're so pompous.
Oh, for God's sake, have a drink. It might put you in a better temper.
just so difficult to know when one's supposed to be what. When I'm family or when I'm one of them.
Well, you obviously decided you were family when you borrowed that shirt. It's one of mine.
And that's another thing you do.
What?
If a conversation doesn't go the way you want it, you turn on the charm, sort of waffling out. It's so cowardly. Now, I may be a fool, but at least I'm not suspicious. I wouldn't suspect my goddaughter of enticing truant jockeys. My God, I suppose you peeked in at us.
Well, since you obviously decided to do what you like, you might as well think what you like.
Now I know why Jennifer went to America. Your standards are just too damned high. You're unlivable with.
Oh, am I intruding? Shall I wait in the hall?
Good God, how on earth did you get in?
The front door was open. The rain's coming in.
I left it open after my walk. Good morning, Mr. Baker. I'm Mr. Hadleigh's secretary. You're very punctual. Mr. Baker has an appointment for 11 o'clock, Mr. Hadleigh.
Yes, I'm sorry you'll have been on the motorway. Have you had breakfast?
Service station. No floor show, though.
Sutton, can we have some fresh coffee for Mr. Baker? And I'll have some too.
Certainly, sir. May I have your coat, sir?
That'll do, Sutton, thank you.
Very good, sir. I didn't get your secretary's name.
If you didn't give it, Roberts. Joanna Roberts.
New, I take it, but learning fast.
Please sit down. Well, how are things with you?
Surviving in a cruel world. Directorship here, consultancy there, like so many of us, and you?
You mean you don't know?
If one believes all the rumours, there won't be a man of substance left in the whole country in 12 months' time, but then not many have as much to lose as you. I mean, there are more forms of wealth than money where you're concerned, aren't there?
Like?
Like Melford itself. The tradition behind it, the trust that goes with that tradition.
You seem to be giving a great deal of thought to my affairs. Why?
Well, because I was in at the kill, so to speak. I've always felt responsible. Not that I was, but then I suppose the theatre sister feels no less guilty than the surgeon when the patient dies under the knife.
Oh, come now, come. We may be bleeding profusely, but we're not dead yet.
If someone would suggest a transfusion...
Well, if that someone were you, I think I should be very careful. You and I have already had dealings twice. On neither occasion was it pleasant or profitable. Why should I risk it a third time? Thank you, Sutton. Would you like black or white?
Black, thank you.
All you'll get there is wet.
I've been wet for hours.
I've got work to do.
So have I.
Anything said?
Several times over. You?
We're both in the doghouse. Look, I'll meet you after lunch.
Where?
Stables?
That would get me the sack. Look, I'm off at 12. How about back at the summer house?
No, not back at the summer house. Down at the front. 3 o'clock.
He showed jealous.
Who?
Hadleigh, when he took the horses.
It's ridiculous.
Considering your age and his, yes. Unless, of course, you go for the older man.
Says you're a womanizer.
Chance would be a fine thing.
But why don't you go and muck out or something?
See you later, darling.
Peasant.
I took the upper road, drove through your woods.
And?
The trees look mature.
They are.
You'll be felling soon.
Yes. And when I do, I shall be liable for tax. I do know that.
But have you thought the matter through? To pay the tax on your land, you'll have to sell a bit of your land. And to pay the tax on the land you've just sold, you'll have to sell another bit of your land, etc., etc.
Well, unless my horses have a good year.
Won't a racing stable be something of a luxury?
I do breed, too.
Yearlings are being sold for sausages. English owners just haven't the money anymore.
All right, I'll deal with the Spaniards, the Arabs.
Talking of which...
Oh, so that's it.
I can hardly just walk in and say now about these Arabs. Could I?
All right. Which particular Arabs have you in mind?
The Sidon Colonial Development Company Limited.
And the colony?
England.
And the limited?
Some sheik, or sheikh, whichever you prefer.
So what development do these Lebanese gentlemen have in mind?
English property. Moorland and a woodland.
Well, I have a woodland and I have a moorland. I also have a house right in the middle of it.
I knew you wouldn't want to sell the moorland. I didn't think you'd want to sell the woodland. I was positive you wouldn't want to sell the house.
So why the long journey up the motorway?
Because you'd have to sell if you had to sell. May I, Look, James, you know the prospects as well as I do. If this government doesn't tax it off you, the next one will. If an extreme reaction sets in, you might even find yourself being stood up against one of your ancestral walls and shot, just for inheriting it.
Well, the perils of inheritance are unavoidable. Either individuals inherit, or governments inherit on their behalf. It's not a question of morality or justice, is it? It's a matter of taste.
But Arab sheiks aren't going to be expendable. No one's going to shoot them. All right, we have oil, they have oil. Ours is going to cost a packet more than theirs to produce. Nature saw that in the first place, and nationalisation will finish the job. England, or if the thing still exists, the UK, will need money. Arab money, any money. An Arab sitting on your estate couldn't be dispossessed. He'd get into a huff and take it out on the sterling reserves.
Well, the extreme British left will tell him to go and jump in his own oil work.
The Russian left, James, in 1922, under St. Lenin himself, when faced with the choice between trading or collapsing, made a deal with their bosom enemies, the German militarists.
Just get to the point.
The point, James, is that you were left Melford, and you may want one day to leave Melford to your heir.
I have no heir yet.
My Arabs would leave you in possession of the house, free to roam the grounds, even the stables.
Oh, how kind.
This house would be too small, too old-fashioned. They'd built down by the stream. You'd never see them.
But they'd own Melford.
And you would enjoy Melford.
Yes, and what else would I have to do? I mean, would I have to show the tourists around, or would I just be another attraction like the lions and the peacocks?
James.
So what do you get out of it, anyway? I assume it's not just a straight 10%.
No, it isn't. If the deal goes through, there are certain concessions which might or might not prove very valuable. Look, think about it, James. That's all I want to say. I'm airing for my coat.
Sure you won't stay for lunch?
I'm afraid I already have a previous appointment.
Sutton, Mr. Baker is leaving.
So?
So how was your trip to New York?
I beg your pardon?
Well, when I last saw you, I thought you were off to seek your fortune in the New World.
The New World's in pretty much the same mess as the old. Your wife was looking very well.
It's good of you to look her up.
Oh, nursery friendships, you know.
Why is the rain always wetter in Yorkshire than anywhere else in England? Morning, James. Morning, Baker.
Morning, Mr. Calder.
Everywhere I arrive lately, you're just leaving. Sidon, New York, now here. Coincidence?
All the world's getting smaller. Bye, James. Bye, Mr. Calder.
Bye. Well, Charlie, this is an unexpected surprise.
Yes. That young man gives me the creeps.
Gregory Baker.
I wish he'd taken the job I offered him. The only sensible thing to do with devious creatures like him is to have them where you can see them. Then you know what they're up to.
You think he's up to something?
Champagne. You might have waited.
I didn't know how long you'd been, especially from London in a thunderstorm.
If you're celebrating, need I have come at all?
The things are only looking up about Hadleigh's estate, not about his wife. I want both tied up. So you keep a clear head and you go to work at him next.
What shape did you leave him in?
Wondering.
I'll need to know more than that before trying to get a strange man to divorce his wife.
No, he's no stranger to you. I mean, Jennifer's been bending your ear about him ever since she left him.
Left isn't quite her word. She says she's gone away to see if she wants to go back.
Do you really believe that? I mean, even as her childhood chum. No, she is waiting for him to say he doesn't want her back. It's her technique, isn't it? It's the technique of any man or woman with a moral conscience, to always feel wronged and never to be in the wrong.
I've considered that. It might be true.
Well, then.
But then it mightn't be. For two reasons.
Two reasons.
One, you've no moral conscience, so why should you want to marry a woman with an outsize one? I shouldn't think you'd find it entertaining for more than about a year.
Do you think that was Hadleigh's trouble with her?
Hadleigh's the second thing. It's true she's gone on and on about him to me, but she hasn't gone on and on about you to me. Indeed, if I hadn't your word for it, your present strenuous declaration that you want to marry her, I'd hardly suspect you'd ever had more than a casual tumble together. Or doesn't that make you wonder?
Wonder what?
Whether, in the event that I prize her from Hadleigh's clutches, she'll consider falling into your hands at all.
You are at the top of your form. I mean, that sounds perfectly logical until you think about it.
Well, I never think about it.
And don't. You just go at Hadleigh as you've gone at me, and you'll destroy her.
Destroy?
And don't get getting a conscience. I was just using the word in the fun sense.
The fun sense? I don't think Hadleigh's going to find this very funny.
I heard you say to Jennifer once that when a woman's got to her state, a man's better off without him.
No, you heard her say that to me.
And you agreed.
Yes, I did. But I still don't know if it was true of her and Hadleigh, though. Perhaps I shan't until I've met him.
But you know why you're doing it, don't you?
Hmm?
As a true old-school chum of Jennifer's.
Oh, no. That might do for Hadleigh, even for Jennifer. But for us? No.
No? Then why?
Same old reason. You asked me to.
And your marriage isn't a happy one.
Has Jed complained?
Come on now.
Have I complained?
Look, I can tell it isn't happy. Any time I walk into your expensive, hideous New York apartment.
I didn't ask you whether you thought it was happy or unhappy, only if either of us had complained to you.
Look, if this deal goes through, you'll be able to ditch him without suffering a drop in your standard of living. I'll look after you. Now, if you were Jennifer, you'd say I was bribing you to be a bitch, and you'd walk out before wondering how to creep back before the deal went cold. But Jennifer, you're not. So you'll just sit there and refuse to feel insulted or bribed, or even really to be a bitch.
Timing's important, you said.
Yes, but don't worry. There's no need to call on him much before 4 o'clock or so.
I wouldn't be that worried if he simply said he couldn't see me.
A phone. He's got a secretary who doesn't ask any questions. She's new. That's what I did. Banged through my name, time, hung up. You getting cold feet?
No. Only reluctant ones.
Dip 'em in this. Guess who was arriving as I left? Charlie Caldwell, his father-in-law.
Not doing things by halves, are you? You're sending me into an ambush.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
I was just passing on my way north. I thought I'd break the journey.
Will you stay for lunch?
If Sutton will have me.
You'd be delighted. He gets bored cooking for just two.
Two?
Ah, well, I have this new secretary. A bright girl, but willful.
Lives in, does she?
You like an aperitif?
You have the aperitif, I'll have a drink.
Oh, Sutton, has Mr. Baker gone yet?
Yes, Miss Gerald.
Thank you. Okay, James, now your visitor's gone. Can we get on with it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I shouldn't be. Charlie, I'd like you to meet my goddaughter, Joanna Roberts. Joe, this is Mr. Caldwell.
Hello.
Delighted to meet you, my dear.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure about that. This young woman probably cost you your knighthood.
My what?
Your knighthood. It's why you're still called Mr. Do you remember wanting to endow a postgraduate block in place of one of Oxford's more charming colleges?
I still think it was a good idea, but some fool of a student...
Organised a sit-in?
And so my plan was dropped.
I'm not sorry, Mr. Caldwell, but there was nothing personal in it.
You organize a protest against me and you say it's nothing personal?
It wasn't against you, just against what you proposed to do.
So who have you got it in for at the moment?
James. Now, you're a self-made man, aren't you, Mr. Caldwell? I'd be most interested in your views on the master-servant relationship.
Well, you might be in for a surprise. Charlie's even more of a reactionary than I am. Would you be good enough to tell Sutton there'll be 3 of us for lunch?
Would you like me to eat in the kitchen with him?
Well, I might. But I think Sutton would hate it.
Oh, wrong again. He and I have a lot in common.
Such as?
You.
Dear me, James, you certainly do pick 'em, don't you? Someday you're going to find yourself a woman who's soft-spoken, knows her place, and doesn't answer back.
Charlie, can we get one thing clear? I have not found myself a woman. That girl is my goddaughter. She's had an unhappy love affair. She's happy to recover, do a little secretarial work.
You mean she's the new secretary?
For the moment, I might just sack her after lunch.
Must be good company.
In a better moment she is, yes.
Caused a bit of a ripple locally, I suppose.
Why?
Oh, God. Grass, widower, and bright young thing.
Is that how you see it?
I wouldn't blame you, James. You've had quite a long lot to put up with.
Charlie, have you ever had a goddaughter?
We didn't go in for that sort of thing in my family. If anything happened to your real father, your uncles and your brothers took care of you. We didn't lumber God.
Look, it isn't a question of lumbering God. It's God who lumbers you. I mean, if you really listen to the promises you make when you're standing at the font, staring down at that infant wrapped in white lace, it's terrifying.
Yes.
I don't know. I seem to have godchildren like some people have mice. It's occupational hazard, I suppose. You stay a bachelor as long as I did.
But this one's special.
Yeah, circumstances have made her special. Parents abroad, that sort of thing. And of all my godchildren, she's the one I really like as a person. And that's where it ends, Charlie.
She reminds me of...
Jennifer?
My Jingo, yes. When she was younger, the same...
Yes, quite a lot the same.
Does Jennifer know she's here? You can always help me to mind my own business.
No, she does not know she's here. We agreed not to communicate. Now, you know that.
Do you trust Jennifer?
Yes.
Ooh. You think she's grateful for that trust?
Are you trying to tell me something you feel you shouldn't, Charlie?
You know more about women than I do, James, but where I come from, we court 'em, wed 'em, bed 'em, and bury 'em. Unless, of course, they bury you first. Simple.
Oh, come on.
Oh, trust doesn't come into it.
It was never as simple as that, Charlie, and you know it.
Well, answer me this, then. You think Jennifer trusts you?
Yes.
What would she say about, even if it is all as innocent as you say?
She'd laugh.
Jennifer?
Oh, you tell her how your affair with Joanna, she'd laugh.
You
She
sure?
wouldn't believe.
Are you sure?
Lunch ready, Sutton? Yes, sir. Shall we go in, Charlie? Charlie. Try not to encourage her over lunch, will you?
It's probably only a small thing, but see if you can nudge him off balance about his secretary. She's an uncommonly pretty little bit, as they say in these hard-riding shires. And it seems to be a very informal arrangement. She takes dictation with her jeans off.
I'm not going to be functioning as an inquiry agent.
Oh, you don't mind getting Hadleigh to divorce Jennifer, but not her to divorce him?
I don't think you know very much about women. No woman could bring herself to part from a man who got his uncommonly pretty little secretary to take dictation with her jeans off.
I'm improving you. At last, you're beginning to think analytically.
All right. Apply your analytical mind to this. Has it occurred to you that if the Arab told you the deal he'd made with Caldwell about the money, he might have told Caldwell the deal he made with you about Melford?
The Arab had no reason to mention Caldwell. He told me to get him an English estate. He didn't specify Hadleigh's estate or anyone else's.
Then what made him tell you about the deal with Caldwell?
He didn't. He merely indicated to me that my commission money could be left in his keep. For my use, whenever I please, safe in the Lebanon from British taxation. So it followed he must have offered Caldwell immunity from taxation, too. I simply put one and one together.
And got $1 million.
And if you're clever with Hadleigh...
Oh, no, wait a minute. As far as that's concerned, you're counting on two things. Hadleigh being stupid and Jennifer being gullible. Hadleigh first. Is he stupid? From what Jennifer says, he's not. Only aristocratic.
That's a fair and illuminating description. He's got the brains and the education, but he's a gentleman. It puts him at a disadvantage when dealing with the likes of me.
Meaning he doesn't want what you've got, but you want what he's got.
I suppose you might say that is the disadvantage of being a gentleman.
I'm beginning to like gentlemen.
Oh, then move on to Jennifer. Her having to be gullible if I'm to get my hands on this Arabian money.
Yes, because she'd have to believe what I don't, which is that you love her.
Oh, well, she tried love once with Hadleigh. Didn't work.
Even so, she can't quite bring herself to make the break with him.
Which is why it always comes down to the same thing in the end. She needs your help.
Even if she doesn't know I'm providing it.
Shall we go into lunch?
What's this then, Sutton?
It's flan de poire au fromage, Mr. Caldwell.
Oh, it looks like leek pie to me. I hope you two are declaring a truce over lunch.
Well, I can't speak for James, but I shall be the epitome of demure and efficient young woman.
Yes, well, talking of efficiency, have you found that tax form that I wanted?
You did say 74?
Yes, last year's.
Well, there's no trace.
No?
You're doing last year's tax already, James?
Yes, why not?
Schedule A?
Oh, A, B, C, you name it, I've got it.
But we self-employed people, contrary to popular belief, get slammed for our tax before we make our income, so we do our returns late. Unless, of course, we do them as quickly as we can because we need a refund as soon as possible.
You asking James if he's short of bread, Mr. Caldwell?
Certainly not. You don't ask a man who's serving a wine like this if he's going broke. Of course, he could be bluffing.
That's very likely. But if James were to go broke, he wouldn't go broke like any ordinary mortal, would you, James? It would be done with flair and style, finesse. After breakfasting on champagne and strawberries, he'll be led, discreetly but elegantly dressed, by a grieving Sutton to face the financial firing squad. His last words, having waved aside the traditional blindfold, will be simple but moving. For England.
Look, the way to find that tax form is quite simple. You go to my diary and you find the name of my accountant, which is Jodder of Jodder and Jodder. You then find out that his last visit here was to discuss an abortive deal in Brazil. You then find the tax form in the file marked Brazil.
They talk about the female mind. A marvellous accountant.
That's why I employ Jodder and Jodder, isn't it? Why keep a dog and bark yourself?
He has one of these systems where he knows where everything is, but nobody else does. And he also hides things and forgets where he put them. But don't worry, I'll soon get him in order, won't I, Godfather?
You mean you really can run an office?
Care to try me? By the look on James's face, I'll soon be open for office.
2 coffees, 1 brandy, please.
No brandy for you?
No brandy for you.
I've read that in the old days, the British Navy went into action on a tot of rum. So I'll have a brandy.
You'll get your tot with Hadleigh.
Thank you very much.
Listening to Jennifer, well, what idea did you get of him? Do you know how old he is, for instance?
I'm not sure. Sometimes she made him sound like a babbling youth, and sometimes like an elderly charmer.
You really are going in blind, aren't you?
No idea what to expect. On the other hand, if I did know him, would I do this to him at all?
It's time for that phone call, I think. Here's the number. Hey, you know something? You're good.
Good?
Once you've decided to be a bitch, you don't bleed about it, which makes you the best bitch I've ever known. In your own way, the only honest one.
You mean I can still back out if I want to?
Yes.
Thank you. And I shan't.
An excellent meal, Sutton. Thank you.
Thank you, Sutton.
I'll get it, Sutton.
Oh, James, is there some quiet corner where I can take my customary afternoon nap?
Yes, of course there is. Sutton, show Mr. Caldwell to the blue room, would you?
Certainly, sir.
Oh, Charlie, is there any particular time you'd like me to call you?
Oh, not really, James, not really. A few words, perhaps, before I go?
Yes. Yes, all right. I'll be in the library.
That was Mrs. Clisby.
And who is Mrs. Clisby?
Oh, don't you know her?
No, should I?
Oh, I gathered she was a friend of yours passing through.
Oh, God, I might as well live on the M1.
She's going to drop in.
You didn't say she could.
Well, she didn't give me the chance to say anything, just said her bit and hung up.
Oh, Joe, she's probably some do-gooding busybody who wants to drum up a committee. Look, rules for secretaries. Find out who it is, find out what they want, and then just leave your options open. Look, go and ask Sutton how he does it. She'd never have got past him.
I'm sorry, James. He's nice.
Who, Charlie Caldwell? You sound surprised.
Well, I was a little. He thought we were having it off.
Dear God, all the advantages of an Oxford education, and you come out with a phrase like that.
Well, indulging in extramarital relationships sounds so pompous.
Yes, well, it might help if you didn't leave your jeans lying all over the house.
I'm surprised Sutton didn't discreetly remove them.
Well, it's no part of Sutton's duties to act as your nursemaid, is it?
Only yours?
And what exactly do you mean by that?
Well, I watched you in the hall sometimes when you've come in from riding and Sutton takes your boots off. The really awful part is that you make it look as if you're doing him a favour.
Just go and do some work, will you?
I better inform you, James, that where I'm supposed to be going is to the stables to collect Edward's quarterly accounts.
Yes, well, just make sure that's all you collect, will you? Now go. Or else I shall really give Charlie something to think about by giving you a good, old-fashioned thrashing with style, with flair, but without finesse.
Sounds fun.
Get out.
Well, well, well.
Well, what?
Give us a kiss, I tell you.
If you would care to sit down, Mr. Hadleigh won't keep you a moment.
Thank you.
Mrs. Clisby.
Good afternoon.
Hello. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't recall our having met before.
You shouldn't, because we haven't.
But I thought that my secretary said that you said you were a friend of mine.
No, she must have misunderstood me. I'm a friend of your wife's. Of Jennifer's.
Ah, Jennifer's. That's an unusual choice of drink for the time of day.
I lost the tea habit in New York.
Were you there long?
I live there. My husband's an American. Jennifer spends a great deal of time with us.
Well, I'm glad she's found friends.
We've always been friends. We were at school together.
How is she?
Her usual self.
Yes, well, if she'd written to say that you were coming, I'd have invited you to dinner. The weekend, perhaps.
She didn't know I was coming.
I see.
Meaning you don't?
Well, meaning very much, I don't.
Look, if you're wondering how much I know about your marriage, I know as much as Jennifer has told me, which is a great deal. She does you the courtesy of keeping her troubles to herself, but she has to air them with someone.
With you?
It's her way of not really gossiping about you, as you and I are complete strangers.
Yes. None of which explains why you've chosen to call on me.
I'm not quite sure myself yet. To check on her, perhaps.
On her?
And you.
Ah.
And Melford. Most wives falling out with their husbands talk about other women. Jennifer only talks about Melford.
Yes, I feel I should disabuse you of any notion that I feel the need to air my troubles with you, Mrs. Clisby, even if my wife does.
And you're not tipping me out simply because I'm holding a drink that you've given me. Because as she told me very many times, if there's one thing the whole world can rely on in you, it's that once you've a guest, you'll be the perfect host, even if it should kill you.
Is that why you asked for the drink?
No. I asked because you didn't offer.
Then be a perfect guest. Change the subject. Or take your leave.
Jennifer told me the first time she saw Melford, it had been snowing.
Yes, the English weather's a perfectly acceptable subject. At other times, it rains here. Sometimes it's even sunny. Do you still have smog in New York?
She said you walked her all over the estate. Explained what it meant to you. How you saw the responsibility. Do you remember what she said?
She said it's too much. And so is this, Mrs. Clisby. Now, why are you doing it?
Perhaps because I don't like to see her unhappy.
Unhappy? If she's unhappy, she can always come home.
No, she can't. She's in love with someone else. I'm going to tell you what she told me because I believe it's what she wants to tell you herself but can't bring herself to. She said it was a whirlwind courtship. You proposed, she accepted, before either of you really had a chance to know each other the second time of meeting.
The third.
She said there was no real basis for marriage. You were married already. To Melford.
You say you're an old school friend?
Yes.
Hence this tale out of school. Well, completed, then. Who's the man?
I'm not an informer.
Only on her, not on him?
For her. Look, I'll say it again, Mr. Hadleigh. She wants to marry him, but she doesn't know how to ask you.
Are you sure you don't mean ask him?
I hope I'm right.
Right?
Now that I've met you, seen how you've put up with me, I believe that once you've thought it over, you'll take the initiative and you'll let her go. Otherwise, you'll both be in for a life of hell.
Why didn't Gregory Baker bring his sister with him this morning?
What did you say?
That woman.
Well, Mrs. Clisby.
She's Gregory Baker's sister. Well, Johnny used to ride for old man Baker before he went bust. In fact, he saw her earlier on today, but she pretended not to notice
So the
him.
brother calls this morning, the sister calls this afternoon, and neither of them mention the other. Thank you, Joanna.
I just thought it was funny,
Not
that's all.
funny. Significant, possibly, but not funny.
Oh.
Well, all right, Charlie, let's have it. Come on. I mean, you weren't just passing through either, were you?
No, I wasn't. I'd have come straight to the point if I'd found you alone, but that young woman, well, it threw me for a minute, I don't mind admitting, and now I don't know how to start.
Well, why don't you say what you came to say?
Last night I flew in from New York.
Where you saw Jennifer.
Yes.
And how did you find my wife?
Well, this isn't going to be easy, James, for either of us. It would help me if you could remember that she's not only your wife, but she's also my daughter. She thinks she's in love with another man. I don't. And I'd rather you heard this from someone who loves you both than from someone who didn't.
Who is he, Charlie?
Well, if I'm right about who he is,
just
Jennifer
don't
wouldn't...
waffle. Just name names.
Well, I would if...
All right, then I'll do it for you. Gregory Baker.
You know.
Now I know.
So what are you going to do about it?
What do you expect me to do about it? I just worked it out myself 60 seconds ago, didn't I?
I don't want a divorce, James.
You don't want a divorce.
I made no secret of the fact that when you and Jennifer decided to get married, I was well satisfied. If I'd handpicked my son-in-law, I couldn't have made a better job of it. Now, Jennifer's a rich young woman, and when I die, God and the government willing, she'll still be rich. Now, I knew I could trust you to look after her and her business affairs honestly and in her best interests, and not distort and divert them to suit your own financial ends. Now, Gregory Baker's broke.
Well, if that's your criteria, and I'm broke too, Charlie.
Yes, but that makes no difference. What you've still got is integrity. All he's after is her money.
Well, how do you know I'm not after her for exactly the same reason?
Oh, not you, not you. You've too much pride to stay broke. You'll be back on your feet again. They may not have handmade shoes on them, but you'll be your own man again. There's a different bread line for everybody. I know what I'm talking about. I was born poor. You may even lose Melford.
I almost certainly will lose Melford, Charlie.
And you wouldn't come and ask me for help?
Look, it's because of Melford that Jennifer are in this mess, isn't it?
Well, then perhaps you would be better off without it. James, why did Baker come to see you this morning? It wasn't the talk about Jennifer, was it?
No. He sent his sister on that score. He's got some Lebanese gentleman who's got designs on Melford.
I knew it was too much of a coincidence. He wants the blooming
Look,
lot.
Charlie, I am in no mood for conundrums.
Now, I have been making arrangements, James. Nothing illegal, you understand. Not quite legal, possibly, but not positively illegal. They're not getting all of it.
They?
Well, this government, the next government, whichever government, as and when. I'm not a socialist millionaire. I'm a Tory worker. I can be legislated against and called unacceptable up to a point. Until I say, hands bloody well off. I worked for this. And when I made it, I risked it. Everybody's shouting about their rights, the right to work, the right to strike. Well, now, I want my rights. The right to hand on what is mine to Jennifer and yourself in trust for the future. A trust based on trust.
Charlie, are you sure you should be telling me all this?
Now, you're the only person I will tell. Listen. It works like this. Somebody owes me X thousands of pounds for something I've sold them. So if they pay me, I pay tax. But if it stays where it is, unpaid to me, it remains intact and earns interest too. Until such time as my heirs collect.
And where's this happening, Charlie?
The Middle East. Now, the Arabs are people of their word.
Yeah, there's bound to be a catch somewhere, isn't there?
There is. Gregory Baker. That young man wants one thing and one thing only, as much as he can get for himself, and he doesn't care how he does it. What I can't understand is why she doesn't see through.
Well, maybe she has, but by God, Charlie, you're a bloody fool.
I don't think
and I'm an
James
even
isn't the
bigger
time to-
bloody fool. Just look at the facts. Jennifer tells you she just thinks she's in love with another man. Now, she doesn't tell you who it is. That means she's not sure, right? Baker comes to see me this morning, admitting the fact of his involvement with my wife. A few hours later, his sister comes to see me, admitting the fact that she is his sister.
What?
And tries to persuade me to start divorce proceedings. And all this time, there's not a word from Jennifer. Now, come on. You and I, we both know Jennifer, don't we? I mean, she's not exactly a blushing little flower, is she? I mean, if Jennifer wants a divorce, she's going to get on an aeroplane, she's going to damn well come over here and demand a divorce, right? Well, it's another of Baker's little plots, isn't it? I'm conned into starting proceedings for a divorce that I don't want. Jennifer, being Jennifer, retaliates by accelerating proceedings, and Baker steps in to comfort and console. And when the divorce goes through, he's home and dry. With Jennifer's money to keep him going for the next 10 years, and your little Lebanese nest egg to look forward to when you snuff it. And clever Mrs. Clisby nearly pulled it off for him.
So what are you going to do to stop him?
Nothing.
Nothing?
That's all I need to do, isn't it? Nothing. If I don't start proceedings, the whole thing falls flat. He's failed, Charlie.
Suddenly, you feel very dirty.
No. The time to feel dirty when doing a dirty thing is before, not after. Feeling dirty after excuses oneself, and self-excuse is the dirtiest thing of all.
Wow. I forgot to warn you you'd wind up being charmed by him.
I wound up by seeing why Jennifer wanted to marry him so fast, but not why she wanted to drop him so fast. And the more I look at you, the less I see it.
Even so, you've come away from him feeling he'll divorce her.
I've come away from him feeling that it's likely he'll let her go. Except I'm not sure he shares my feeling. He's got something underneath all the time, even when he's in a state of shock. Tenacity.
You admire that?
Yes.
Well, I'm tenacious too, so admire me too.
Not today. If you really loved Jennifer, you'd have told him yourself instead of sending me.
And blown the Arab deal.
Yes, if you loved her, any deal.
Your call to New York, sir. Sorry about the delay.
Thank you.
New York.
New York.
You girl.
Oh, you off, Mr. Calder?
Now, go and get a bottle of champagne and a couple of glasses from Sutton, then go in there and help your godfather celebrate. And while you're about it, have another bottle for me. Now then, where's my coat?
Here, sir.
Oh, thank you, Sutton.
That was quick.
A man answered. I hung up.
Well, it is only midday there.
No, Jennifer would never, ever, no matter what the time of day, let me answer the phone. Either it went unanswered or she answered it herself, just in case it was Hadleigh.
Which means?
Which means if there's a man in her apartment and she lets him answer the phone...
Bang goes your pension fund. Poor little brother.
Charlie's idea.
I must admit, one of his better ones.
Yeah, especially at 5 o'clock on a wet Thursday. James, what's it all about?
Later, I'll tell you all about it, but later. Not now. Here's to you.
Me?
For giving me the clue, the key to it all.
All right, be mysterious. Cheers. I was so cross with you this morning, I tried to get you to fire me.
Church of England wouldn't allow it.
As a secretary, I mean.
Do you want to go?
I thought I did. It's too much.
What is it?
Melford.
Echoes. Nothing.
If you want rid of me, James, you'll have to push.
Well, there are times when I must admit I could cheerfully strangle you, but sometimes, just sometimes, you're quite a comfort to have around.
Good.
Yes, certainly is it.
Excuse me, sir. There's a long-distance telephone call for you. Mrs. Hadleigh from New York.
Apparently she is in love with someone else. And she declines to tell me who it is.